Grenache is having a resurgence all around the world, and talented winemakers are realizing that this is a special grape that really reacts best to it being in its most elegant form. Now, whether you're in Spain, Australia, or southern France, we are seeing so much great Grenache. But there's one place that's missing from the equation: Southern California, and specifically Santa Barbara. And that's why today we're going to be working with A Tribute to Grace. Now, A Tribute to Grace was started up by Angela Osborne, a Kiwi winemaker in 2006. And she wanted to really focus on high altitude and single site Grenache to make beautiful, elegant wines that show off a lot of perfume and show what this grape can do. Are you ready? Let's get right into it. And our first one is the 2024 Santa Barbara County Grenache. Now, this is a blend of several vineyards where she's focusing on high altitudes and a range of different soil types to make something elegant. This is her entry level point, but it's still around 35 bucks, presenting a really good value that competes with a lot of stuff from the Southern Rhone. And there's just this really lovely perfume and elegance, lots of red fruits, some strawberries, raspberries, red cherries, and this nice sort of a red berry flavor with a touch of crushed rocks and roses. It is really pretty. Seriously, for 35 bucks, I cannot believe how beautiful this smells, and I cannot wait to taste this. Now, it's really fresh and vibrant, but there is a little bit of alcohol sting. It looks like this is about 14 or so percent, but that's what Grenache does. Still, great entry level wine, and what a way to get kicked off. Now, A Tribute to Grace is named after Angela's grandmother, but it's also a bit of an allegory in that Grace is what she always wants from her glass. So it's this beautiful combination of an homage to her grandmother and the kind of wine she's trying to make. She's doing a lot of things biodynamically, and actually, when you go onto her website, she'll even list the moon phases that are going on. It really speaks to something really more for her going from soil to glass and something creating something beautiful. Now, our second one is the Santa Barbara Highlands Vineyard. This is utilizing altitude to really create something gorgeous. This is an area that gets a lot of fog, so it can keep things cooler during the day and at night. But it can warm up real fast during the afternoon. So it allows for these beautiful diurnal shifts and higher acidity, a lot of freshness. That's why, even though Santa Barbara is pretty far south, you can get some amazing wines from there. This is showing so pretty. There's this sort of dark and searching side, but the red fruits being present. It's more in the dark red fruits with a raspberry, red currants, and dark red cherries. Touch of violets and spice. This is so pretty, and I cannot wait to try this. There is a touch of warmth on the palate. Again, no, I expect that from Grenache. This is a grape that's kind of known as a sugar factory, if you will. This is a grape that just likes to grow and make alcohol. So the hardest thing that you do is to tamp down that alcohol and really tamp down its natural tendencies to just kind of overproduce. But that's also why we get these talented producers focusing on higher altitude wines. It is really pretty. It is really elegant. And what a great way to kick off with wine number two. Now, wine number three, this is the V Caprice, the 2022 V Caprice. And this is coming from the Santa Ynez Valley, slightly different area, but she's still focusing on all those high altitudes so that she can get more tension and more freshness. This is definitely something more serious, kind of contemplative, really perfumed, really elegant in the glass. Those dark red cherries, but it's not going base. It's just kind of grooved right down the middle with a lot of treble notes. Raspberry and some sort of like cherry compote and dark blueberry. Really lovely. A lot of lifted florals and just a bit of baking spices that is making it all a delight in the nose. I cannot wait to try this. Now, this is really pretty, really elegant on the palate. I would not ever confuse this with some of the other high altitude producers of Grenache, like around the world. Spain has its own style. Australia is going hard into the red fruits. There's that nice bit of savory, those dark red fruits, really well balanced. The alcohol is held beautifully in check. This is a gorgeous wine. This is one that I am really a fan of. The tannins are so silky. It's really refined. I cannot speak highly enough of this. And this is just a great way and a great introduction to these wines. Seriously, Grenache, it's a very special grape. And it's a grape that I think doesn't get enough love. And that's what we are here to do. And our final wine is the 2020 Thompson Vineyard. This is kind of really, I think, maybe one of her most special vineyards. This is a vineyard that is super high altitude and really leans into what she does best. There's so much elegance. She also makes a Grenache Blanc. But this is also her lowest alcohol wine. I'm going to put the elevation profile as what I have with everyone else, but this is really poised. I cannot wait to try to get into this. That is just completely different from everything else. Now, this has the oldest amount of age, but yet I'm getting more baking spice on here. There's this slight herbal, red cherry note, uh, a touch of violets and roses, red cherries, strawberries. raspberries and this like lovely savory spice. This is just gorgeous, and I cannot wait to try this. That is deceptively drinking. I think it could still use another year or two. This may have some whole cluster on it. I'm getting that sort of like slight stem flavor, but the mouth feels really well rounded, really balanced, really elegant. And the tans are silky, and the acidity just makes your mouth water a little. Just lets you know that there's something there and is nice and refreshing. And that's a great way to end this. What a beautiful wine. What a beautiful set. Seriously, if you haven't checked out A Tribute to Grace, I hope this motivates you because these are beautiful wines. Grenache is having its moment right now, people, and this is just so wonderful. This is a great producer to look out for if you're into Grenache or if you like something with a little more red fruits. And be sure to let me know. Are you a fan of Grenache? Write that down in the comments. Be sure to like that, hit that like button, and absolutely be sure to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.